Before William Howard Taft was president, it was Theodore Roosevelt. Theodore Roosevelt had labor disputes because of the fact that the workers did not feel that they were receiving enough pay through coal mining. He protected the consumers by protecting the environment. One of the acts that was established was the Mann-Elkins Act, which conserved most areas of the forest. He also passed the Meat Inspection Act and the Pure Food and Drug Act so that the food would not be chemically advanced. Roosevelt had favor from the people because he regulated businesses and regulated railroads. He passed the Mann-Elkins Act, which was accepted by politicians and railroad owners. Congress created a Department of Labor and mine safety laws. It did not allow shipping companies to accept rebates. Taft did not have a noticeable campaign platform besides the fact that he was pro-labor. He also promised to follow by Theodore's campaign and look out for the well-being of the state, but failed to do that when he allowed the mining in Alaska.
How successful was Taft? He was successful at gaining trust from natives and was known for doing good things. He worked to establish educational opportunities and compromised with the Vatican to transfer the sale of the church lands into farming. He was known as the first president to give a woman the occupation of a main federal post. Taft was also known for being in control of the postal system. Taft was mostly successful for his political achievements. However, he was not very successful due to the fact that he did not uphold the agenda from Theodore Roosevelt. Taft favored private interest over environment interest and fired Gifford Pinchot, who was more towards the environment. Taft lacked political skill, and he was not the one who enjoyed public speaking or presidential campaigns. Taft was, for the most part, against being in the limelight, which made him completely opposite from Roosevelt. However, even though he was shy, he still had many great achievements. His administration had 90 antitrust suits, which was much more than Roosevelt's. He was in favor when he did pass the Mann-Elkins Act. It helped those that were women and children laborers, and he added many national reserves, and he was in favor of protecting them. Taft then established a separate Department of Labor to strengthen labor laws. He, as well as the Congress, passed mine safety laws that allowed only an 8-hour workday with those workers that had contracts. Taft was also favored for establishing the 16th Amendment, which allowed the Congress to levy taxes based on an individual's outcome. In April 1990, Taft lost the support of progressive Republicans because they were getting angry with him. This was due to the passage bill with tariffs being charged on imports. Richard Ballinger, Taft's Secretary of the Interior, allowed the mining in Alaska, and for this reason, he was fired. Taft did not veto the Payne-Aldrich tariff and felt that it was the best bill that the Republican Party could ever pass. It raised taxes on all imports and exports in order to protect American industries. Taft's weakness on all conservation was noted by the Ballinger-Pinchot affair. This led to Taft making an enemy that used to support him, which was Theodore Roosevelt. The issues between Pinchot and Taft were the cause of the downfall between his relationship with Roosevelt. Roosevelt was more successful in having supportive progressives than Taft. However, Taft still had more land. Problems. There was a division of the Republicans due to the fact that Theodore Roosevelt and Taft were in opposition to each other. Roosevelt established a program called New Nationalism, which was a series of brutal rules to defend workers, have public health, and to control business. This group was meant to oppose Taft because most progressive Republicans voted it. Their differences led to progressive Republicans in Congress arguing with Joseph Cannon, who was a Republican. Cannon was the head of the powerful Rules Committee, and he stopped the bills that he opposed because he was in control of the business. Progressives were angry that Cannon had done this because they believed that he abused his power. This led to debates, and Taft didn't take any sides, which made the progressives angry. Taft, being a neutral president, caused many problems. This prompted Roosevelt to run against Taft. This led the Progressive Party to become established. However, both of them received huge competition when Woodrow Wilson became elected. The Democrats decided to elect Woodrow Wilson because he promised to establish tariff reduction, banking reform, laws that helped farmers, and a more powerful antitrust legislation. Wilson was popular with the people because he was both a great public speaker and reformer, which made him completely different from Taft. He was successful in making a program that established proposals to help business. Wilson agreed with the progressives most of the time. He believed that individual freedom would be decreased if the government became too powerful. Wilson was a strong nominee against Debs, Roosevelt, and Taft in the 1910 election. In the end, as predicted, Wilson won the election. The election was a landslide victory for Wilson, as he received the most votes, 453. Taft received the lowest votes, which was only 8 votes, while Roosevelt received 88 votes.